Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for hanging with me on this Saturday. And today I want to talk about a lot of the misconceptions that clear water gets. I think when we think of clear water, we think of light line, spinning rods, and that's not always the case. When you have suitable fishing conditions on clear water lakes, clear water can be a lot easier to break down in pattern than your stained water fishery. So I'm going to go into that. And I'm also going to talk about how important it is when you have an impoundment. You may have 30 miles of stained and then you'll have 50 miles of clear water. The clear water recruitment meaning small, younger fish becoming larger, older fish, is typically much better on the lower clear end of the lake than it is up the river. And what that means is you have a better population of bigger, older fish amongst the total population in the clear water. So that's very important when it comes to winning tournaments, catching bigger fish, catching your personal best. Those fish typically live closer to the dam. So I'm going to go into that as well. Guys, I want to thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you've hit that like button, that helps the videos out a lot. I love to talk fishing, so please leave me a comment and we can have a little discussion on this. But clear water is something that I was afraid of being from Florida. I tried to avoid it, and the more time I've spent in clear water, the more I realized that it's easier to fish windy banks, fish the conditions, and catch more bass. And not your 6-pound line and your finesse baits are the only things that work. Your tackle box on those cloudy, suitable fishing days, a lot of it works. So you can try a lot of different things. But the biggest thing for me in stained water, there's a lot of guesswork. The best stained water fishing days, cloudy days, let's say the fishing is an 85. On the sunny, calm days, it's a 75. So it's consistent. Not saying it's consistently good. It could be consistently mediocre, but it doesn't change a whole lot with the conditions. On a clear water fishery, you may have a windy, cloudy, suitable fishing day that is an 85, but on a calm, sunny day, it may drop down to like a 45. So that's why you see a lot of these clear water fishermen skills in finesse techniques. They're really good with light line and little shaky heads, drop shots, swim baits, the little ones, finesse stuff. They're good at that because that's what they have to do on those type days. But that doesn't mean that when you have a good fishing day, you still have to throw all that. Most of your tackle box works. Those lakes are really good topwater, jerkbait, crankbait lakes. And you'll also notice that guys that come from really clear water fisheries are great at all those other techniques as well. But what I think is the biggest thing that does happen is that those locals on those clear water lakes know that the bigger fish do live down by the dam, so they typically spend more time in that clear water. Now, this is another big misconception, that big man-made clear water impoundments don't have really good stained water, dirty water fishing, and that's the furthest thing from the truth. Some of those deep clear water lakes have really good backwater fishing, really good fishing up the river. Now, it doesn't always get the attention that it deserves because your one-day tournaments are typically going to be won down by the dam, but that doesn't mean that more money or more success wasn't had in the tributaries or up the river. Now, this is a really big part of this fishing scenario, is that it's not as consistent up those rivers. It's not as consistent in that dirty water because those fish are at the mercy of the lake. So if you have a lot of rain and that water does dirty up, those fish may go a few days without biting, and then it could be really good when it clears up. Down the lake, those fish have a better option, and that has a lot to do with the recruitment of the fish because they can feed more days out of the year. Up the river, the backs, the pockets and the rivers and our creeks rather, those fish can't feed every day. They're at the mercy of rains and flooding, dirty water, muddy water. They can't always bite on those type days. So guys, clear water, a lot easier to pattern. Run windy banks. Run those situational type things. The fishing is going to explode on those days. And then the days where it's not so good, you can struggle if you stay in that clear water. Those are the days that I really like to get off into those tributaries, go up the river, and look for those fish in the stained water. But try that, guys. Don't be afraid of clear water. It is a magical, place to be fishing. Try that. Good luck to you, and I'll see you on the water.